Hello, teacher friends. Welcome to today's video on how to build community in the classroom by celebrating diversity. Today, I am discussing ways to create an inclusive classroom environment that creates mutual respect and understanding for everyone. Creating an inclusive classroom environment is essential for creating a culture of mutual respect because celebrating diversity helps build a community where all students feel valued and supported. By celebrating diversity, teachers are also enhancing students' social skills and prepare students to thrive in a world that is diverse. So let's start by defining what different kinds of diversity you might actually have in your classroom right at this very moment. So you might have cultural diversity, which means a variety of cultural backgrounds, practices, languages, and traditions. There's ethnic diversity, which includes the mixture of different ethnic groups within the classroom. Linguistic diversity means that there are various languages spoken by students and their families. And of course, religious diversity includes recognizing and respecting different religious beliefs and practices presented by students and staff. So diversity in the classroom is important because it enhances learning, and diverse perspectives lead to richer discussions and learning experiences. By celebrating diversity, you're also promoting empathy and understanding. Students learn to respect and appreciate differences, and you prepare students for a global society. This is creating a deeper understanding of the world and how diverse almost all countries around the globe are, and which promotes inclusivity. So there are a few steps to get started with celebrating diversity in the classroom. You can start with an inclusive curriculum. And this curriculum would incorporate diverse perspectives. It would reflect the cultures, histories, and contributions of diverse groups in your lessons. And diverse groups don't even necessarily have to be part of the groups that are within your classroom. By respecting all cultures and groups, you expose them to the ideas, and it doesn't become about a classmate, it becomes about people in general. Use diverse resources, include books, media, and materials that represent various cultures and backgrounds. You can celebrate diversity through cultural activities such as cultural show and tell, and you can invite students to share artifacts, clothing, or stories from their own personal cultures. You can celebrate different holiday celebrations, recognize and celebrate various cultural and religious holidays throughout the year. And in our school, one of the things that I like to do, I taught at a Christian school, so we weren't necessarily at primary level. At high school, absolutely, but at primary level, we weren't teaching world religions, so we did Christmas around the world. And so even though, I did share about other celebrations from other religions a little tiny bit through books and things, and of course Hanukkah and Diwali a little bit at Christmas. But we can still celebrate other cultures because we can look at Christmas in Russia and Germany and Scotland and the States. And so we can still look at different cultures around the world and see how people celebrate differently from ourselves, even though it's the same celebration. Or you can dig into those celebrations that are completely outside of your cultural experience. There are many options here. And then, of course, International Food Day. You can host a potluck where students bring a dish from their culture to share. So my fellow grade 2 teacher, every year she had a Mexican fiesta to celebrate Christmas. Their Christmas around the world was really Christmas in Mexico. And in mine, every year, I would choose on the last day, it wasn't a potluck, I just chose a small samples of food from the last country that we were exploring in our Christmas around the world. So one that I remember was Russia, and we had some Russian food. And to be honest, we just had little bits of different things because the kids were being exposed to a whole new group of food, and they were curious, they wanted to taste it, but they didn't want that for lunch. So of course you can build classroom community by working together. And of course, this holds true for classroom community in general. But if you've got students from diverse backgrounds in your classroom and they're very different and they're struggling to get along, well, work on group projects, assign projects that require collaboration between students of different backgrounds. And you could do cultural exchange programs, participate in letter exchanges, video chats, or culture in a box activities. with schools from different regions or countries. I mean, I'm here in Canada and I've looked at some from the United Kingdom, which isn't really, some would say, that different, but it is. And also for me, I've got dual citizenship with Scotland. So for me, it's a part of sharing my different cultural background, and I can explain to them how different that culture actually is. And then, of course, you can do role-playing activities, allow students to experience perspectives different from their own to build empathy and understanding. Cultural storytelling. Share folk tales or personal stories from students or other cultures. And diverse literature. Integrate books by authors from various cultural backgrounds into your reading list. One of my favorite units actually is the Great Bear Rainforest unit, and it looks at a culture that is Canadian, but it's also not. It's pre-Canada culture, and it's the Haida culture in the Great Bear Rainforest, and we study that in great detail. But also when we look at Orange Shirt Days, which is Every Child Matters, and the books that we always chose to read were books that were written by First Nations authors and shares the history of colonialism from their perspective. So stories are a fantastic way to gently explore concept. Picture books have some of the best artwork around there. And of course, this tells the story without pointing fingers, putting children on the spot, creating embarrassment. Storytelling is fantastic. And of course, as I'm saying, diverse literature, you're going to integrate books by authors from various cultural backgrounds into your reading list, which is exactly what we did with these books on for Orange Shirt Day and from the Great Bear Rainforest. So here I'm going to share the names of some books that are excellent for celebrating diversity in your classroom. And of course, it's quite a list. Just remember to pause your video if you want to take note of something. So the first one is The Skin You Live In by Michael Tyler. All Are Welcome by Alexandra Penfold. The Colors of Us by Karen Katz. We Are All Wonders by R.J. Palacio. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right, but it's a beautiful book, and what a wonderful name. Yo, Yes by Chris Rashka. It just sounds like so much fun. I've seen it. I haven't dug into it. I haven't shared it in the classroom, but I have seen it. It's a good book. And The Sandwich Shop by Queen Rania of Jordan, Al Abdullah, and Kelly DiPuccio. And what a wonderful story. Same, but different. Talk about encapsulating cultural diversity in a nutshell, hey? By Jenny Sue Kostecki Shaw. Last Stop on Market Street by Matt de la Pena. What a beautiful, beautiful, simple story. And I really enjoyed it. And Strictly No Elephants by Lisa Mantchev and Whoever You Are by Mem Fox. So let's take a look at some strategies you can use to teach diversity and inclusion. So first of all, think about your classroom decorations. Use artifacts representing diverse cultures. Now, this may not be, the same artifact throughout the year, but I mean, for instance, when I was teaching the Great Bear Rainforest, I have the drum that I made by hand from animal skins, and that I learned when I went to a professional development on our First Nations people. We also made paper totems to explore the concepts of totems. So use the artifacts that represent these diverse cultures. When we were doing Christmas around the world, there's the Christmas pickle for the gingerbread tree. There were all sorts of different ways that we could dig in and understand how people see the world differently. Language inclusion. You can label items in multiple languages and use different languages during activities. And so we had a little girl in my class, and she taught me to say hello and goodbye every day in her first language. And so we did that at the door each day, and it was lovely. And her sibling in my partner's class, my colleague's class, labeled a number of pictures and put those up on the door when they were studying their unit. And of course, lead by example. Demonstrate value and respect for all students. And simple ways to do this are to use language and to put up pictures and bring things into the classroom and show your students how engaging they are. So, to kind of round this up, hopefully you understand that celebrating diversity is essential to building an inclusive and respectful classroom community. Embrace cultural, ethnic, linguistic, and religious diversity to create rich learning experiences and promote empathy, understanding, and global awareness among your students. For more evidence-based classroom management strategies, download my free gift to you, which is my free classroom management checklist, which you can see over there. You can use the bit.ly link you see on the screen, or scan the QR code on the screen with your phone camera, or use the link I've left in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I look forward to having you join me again. And you will see some suggested videos on the right of the screen. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks again for joining me. See you soon. Bye now.